It's Chris. It is Wednesday, May 29th. Hump day, am I right? Huh? Yeah. Um, First of all, if you didn't see it, we are over 25,000 subscribers. Boom! Pretty great. Pretty amazing. Really makes me happy. So I'm trying to get to 30,000 by a month from now. Do you think we can do it? I don't know. We're going to try. All right. To the news of the day. So there is an article in Politico that says, headline, Dems in full-blown freak out over Biden, which is interesting. So first of all, let's talk about that kind of story. So that kind of story is much more common as it relates to Democrats than it is as it relates to Republicans. Why? I don't really know, but I know that Democrats, A, tend to freak out a little bit more, and B, tend to talk to the media when they freak out a little bit more. So I think there's a little bit more of a sky is falling vibe among Democrats than there is among Republicans. Maybe it's temperamental, maybe it's learned behavior. I'm not totally sure, but I know over my many years of reporting, there are many more Democrats more willing to panic more quickly over their political situation than there are Republicans, excuse me. All right, so just keep that in mind. More broadly, should they be panicking and why are they panicking? All right, well, let me take why they're panicking first and then we'll do should they be panicking. So why they're panicking is, I think they look at Donald Trump. They look at the 4 indictments. They look at January 6th. They look at the attempt to overturn the election. They look at how he handled COVID. They look at all the things that he said and did as president. And they think to themselves, how the heck are we not beating this guy by a lot, right? How are we not ahead of this guy? And they're not, right? And they look at the polling and they see that Donald Trump is ahead, right? I think marginally nationally, I would say he's probably ahead in at least 3 of the 6 swing states, Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. He's probably ahead or tied in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And they think we might lose this thing. And it's because the Biden campaign is, in their mind, kind of whistling past the political graveyard, that his age is an issue, immigration is an issue, that they're not willing to the White House are not willing to directly confront, and they need to, because if they don't, they're going to lose. So I still think there's this strain among some Democrats who think, okay, we can swap Biden out. Again, I just don't think that's going to happen, but I do think there is this strain among Democrats who would like that to happen. Like, let's get somebody else in there who can win. So that's the why. I think they look at the numbers. The numbers really aren't great. And as importantly, and I should have noted this, the numbers really haven't moved all that much. So I looked at Biden's approval ratings, and they're the lowest of the last 10 presidents at this time in their presidency. This is according to Gallup, which is bad, obviously. And of the 4 presidents other than Biden who had under 50% approval at this point, 3 lost. Obama won. But Biden's approval is 38%, which is by far the lowest. So there's that. Then there's also the fact that Biden's approval numbers haven't moved at all, right? He's been kind of at 38 or 39, 40, 41 maybe since the last 3 months of 2021. So the last 3 months of his first year in office until now, he's basically been at between 38 and 41% job approval. So I think Democrats look at those numbers and they think, well, we've tried to do a lot of stuff between then and now, and it hasn't worked, and Trump is still ahead, right? So how are we going to move these numbers? How are we going to fix this? Now, the bigger and harder to answer question is, should they be worried? How worried should they be? So I think that the race is effectively a toss-up still. I guess I would give Trump, if I had to do percentages, I'd give Trump a 54% chance-ish of winning and Biden a 46% chance of winning. But, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to a coin toss. Democrats, as I said at the top, do worry more, so you've got to factor that in. It's just in their nature. Should they worry? I think they should. I think panic is probably too strong at this point. I don't think the numbers suggest that Joe Biden can't win, right? There's nothing I've seen in the polling. There's nothing I've seen in focus groups. There's nothing I've seen in sort of the broader narrative of the race that suggests to me that Joe Biden is absolutely out of the question going to lose. No way. So I think panic is probably a little bit too much at this point. I think worry, though, is fair. I think there are some Democrats who just insist that all the polling is wrong, that age isn't an issue for Biden, that immigration is fine, that people aren't ultimately going to vote for Trump. I think that's a little bit of false hope. Trump's numbers, just like Biden's numbers, have been pretty sustained through a lot of stuff. His numbers, he continues to be, at 45, 46 in a lot of these swing states and ahead of Biden in a lot of these swing states. So, yes, I think Democrats should worry. Do I think they should panic? I don't. Look, it's May. I mean, it's the end of May, but it's still May. We have 5 months and 7 days until the next election. Yes, I counted. So there's still time. But I would say the fundamentals of the race don't look great for Joe Biden, whether it's his job approval, whether it's where he is in swing states, whether it's his struggles to put a negative message that sticks on Donald Trump. But that doesn't mean that they can't change. So worry, yes. Panic, probably not. Okay, that's it for today. As always, 3 things. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like this video to help me with the algorithm. And tell 5 friends. We're at 25,600 subscribers now. Let's get to 30,000. Let's do this thing. I want to try to do it by the end of June. I think we can do it. I need you to spread the word. Take care. See you tomorrow.